there's hogs in here, so we're gonna sneak up on them and see if we can't get on them. I've got my gun sitting already ready to go over there.
So we're gonna cook some campfire pinto beans, and these are beans right out of the bag, folks. I'm gonna take you over here and show you how we season them up.
In my office, I've got a wide variety of mounts of hunts that I've done pretty much all over the world. I've been very fortunate and very blessed in so many different ways to hunt on at least 5 or 6.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life. There's hogs that just came in. I had to leave the stakes behind, so I pulled them off and put them to the side. And there's hogs in here, so we're gonna sneak up on them and see if we can't get on them. I've got my gun sitting already ready to go over there. So all we gotta do is sneak in on them, so stick with me, this could be fun. If I walk around here, I'll show you this. If I walk around this way, now they can't see me because they're behind the trees straight in front of me. All right, we're sneaking in. Wow, that happened fast, folks. These hogs, they like to come into this feeder, and I'm back there cooking steaks. Wife and I just got out here. We're gonna enjoy a 3-day holiday weekend, and I've got my Air Force air gun, and we thought we'd put it to use tonight. So back there cooking steaks, hogs came in, I snuck in. We hit that one, so he was not looking good. They were running off, but we're gonna give him some time. I got steaks on the grill. I got to run back and get them off the grill so they don't burn. Unbelievable. That was fun. I just get set up. I got a little, as you can see here, I'll turn the camera just a bit. But we got a bunch of brush here and my little chair down here. Left the gun, had it sitting right on my little tripod. It's all you need to do. You get it set up, and all I had to do was walk in using the trees and the brush to my advantage. Got to my chair, sat down, watched him for just a second, had a great shot, took it. So lots of fun here on a Sportsman's Life. So let me head back. I'm gonna set this gun down and get the steaks off the grill, have dinner, and then we're gonna go out and look for a hog. So stay tuned here on a Sportsman's Life. Man, that was awesome. Well, we just walked up to where they were feeding, and they ran off to my left here. I'm just looking down in there, and I don't know, I see something that looks like it could be a hog, so I don't know, maybe that is him. I don't know if you can see that or not, but we'll zoom in a little closer. Kind of looks like I see him down in there. I don't know if that's him or not, but we will see. We're going to sneak over in there and take a quick peek, because that's the way he went, but I don't know, almost looks like a hog right there, but let's take a walk in there. Typically I would start by looking for blood, but that was point blank range, and I was on him. There was no question I was on him. So if that's not him up here, then we're gonna go back and start from scratch, but always look first. But blood trail's everything. Sometimes you don't have a blood trail, and you know, I came prepared. I brought me a beam, a light beam, just so I can look just in case, but no need to look any further. There he is. Look at that. Not bad. Nice full porker. This one is the perfect size you want. If you want to put one on the smoker, man, I tell you what, this here is probably 70 pounds, maybe 80 pounds, I don't know, but you want a good eater, that's what you want. Shot with an air gun, folks, my Air Force air gun, chambered in 45 caliber, and man, did the job. There's also mosquitoes out here, so you can see literally camp is right back through there to the right, and we were just literally feeder's like right over there, so he did not go far, but let's get him out while we got a little daylight. Well, we got him out to the road here, and we've got to get him back to camp, but we did it tonight. We got her done with our Air Force air gun, 45 caliber carbine, and just doing it a little bit different tonight. It's kind of fun. Get out here, and Luke and I love to shoot these air guns, and man, they're just a heck of a lot of fun. But we brought down this nice little young boar. One little tip real quick before we go. I hauled him out with rubber gloves. Always wear rubber gloves, especially in the summer and the early fall. Well, it's early September here, and they walk through poison ivy, and I promise you, you don't want to be pulling them around by the legs without using rubber gloves, so keep that tip in mind. All right, gotta get this guy back to camp. Time to cut up some meat. What a gorgeous night. A little humid, a little warm, but we got her done tonight. Air gun hunting for hogs, it's a heck of a lot of fun. We knew they were coming in over there, so we set ourselves up for success. And as I was cooking steaks, I had to stop what I was doing, pull the steaks aside, and slip over there to try to shoot that one of these guys. And of course, we got on him, so that's a heck of a lot of fun. So get out and try this stuff, guys. Air gun hunting, it's a whole new sport, but heck of a lot of fun. All right, guess I'm heading over to the butcher station and start cutting up some meat. Yes. Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
Well, folks, we are just about to cook some campfire beans using some wood from B&B charcoal right here in this bag and right down here on this campfire. We're gonna season these things with some wild onions. I think you're gonna really like them. I've just put those beans on. I want you to take a look at my burner, if you will. You can simply lower it by moving this wire down to the lower notch, which puts your pot down closer. So we're gonna cook some campfire pinto beans, and these are beans right out of the bag, folks. I'm gonna take you over here and show you how we season them up. Well, folks, we are definitely going old school. Let's season these beans with some good old wild onions. I'll clean these up a little bit more. And some good old sausage made by Kubi's. I think that's gonna be good, and a little bacon. Let's chop this bacon up here a little bit more and put it in there. So we'll add this to our beans, and it's going to be a slow cooking process. It's going to be fun though. Let's get her going. Okay, we have these pinto beans all seasoned up. We have that wood fire blazing down there. They're just about to get up to temperature. Have the bacon and the sausage and those wild onions. Those wild onions, folks, if you've never cooked with them, they give beans an awesome flavor. Better than any other onions I've ever used. So we're going to put the lid on this old Dutch kettle here in just a minute. And this fire's going to die down a little bit. We're going to let these things simmer real slow for a couple of hours. So we'll be back and look at the finished product in just a little bit. Well, folks, let's take a look at the finished product here. I've already sampled these. I tell you, they are pretty tasty. I put a little yellow bell pepper in there too. Added a few more spices. Let me spoon up a little bit of these, so let's take a look. Very tender beans. There's that good sausage. Tell you what, let's do. Let's put some in the bowl there. And let's just have a good little midday meal of some freshly cooked pinto beans.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Air Force Air Guns, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, Pyramid Air, Gear the Hunt, and Horizon Smokers.
This is your fishing tip on A Sportsman's Life. We're going to take a trip back in history. Do you know before our fancy graphite rods, the forerunner to that was fiberglass, that fishing poles were made out of steel? Check this out. This is a fishing rod made out of steel. And check out this fishing line. Can you see that? It's Dacron, nylon. It's just black. It's not monofilament. Looks like a fly line. But this is what our granddaddies used to fish with. Now, here is a down rod for an offshore boat. How would you like to catch a 200-pound tuna on this puppy? This is what they use. Can you imagine? Wow. So that's your down rod. Now, I guess about 70 years ago, fiberglass came out. Here's one of the very first fiberglass rods. They look weird, don't they? Just different. But this is what I grew up to. Now, can't leave out the old fly fisherman. Look at here. Steel rod, 10 foot long. First time I saw this reel, I thought it was a toy. They're making these things from the 1890s. Look at that. This is wild. But here's your fishing tip from Striper Express on A Sportsman's Life. Go catch a fish.
Conservation Today is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com to find or sell your farm, ranch, or recreational property.
Let's talk about a question we get asked all the time, especially now that hunting season's here. Should I shoot this buck? The question that we see all over social media, and it's a question we get asked a ton of times a day, it seems like, during hunting season. But the answer really is a question that you should be asking yourself. And one, do you like the way that buck looks? And two, do you want to see more of him? If you answer no, I don't like him, then take the safety off or draw your bow back. Get him out of there. Manage what you want to see. Some people like big 10s, some people like big 8s, some people like drop tines and trash, and some people like very clean, typical racks. What do you like? Next time you're hunting and you see a buck and you're not sure, ask yourself that question. I'm Brandon Houston with H3 Whitetail Solutions.
In my office, I've got a wide variety of mounts of hunts that I've done pretty much all over the world. I've been very fortunate and very blessed in so many different ways to hunt on at least 5 or 6 of the continents. The only place I haven't been in terms of continent hunting has been down in Antarctica, and I doubt very seriously that I'll try to go down there anytime soon, or really have no desire to go there. But I've been very fortunate and hunted Africa numerous times, South America, Australia, of course North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. And over the years, those mounts that I've brought back have really kind of set up a situation to where, you know, I can look at one of these mounts and I can tell you almost exactly how I felt at the moment, the people that were with me, and all the great things that I remember about those particular hunts. But when it comes to choosing a taxidermist, I'm going to swim around the room here just a little bit and show you some of the mounts. When it comes to a taxidermist, one of the things you want to do is to make certain that you find somebody that really knows what an animal looks like. Taxidermists that I'd use these days are double nickel taxidermy based out of pretty close to New Braunfels, Texas. These guys know what deer look like. They know what this particular sheep here on the left is a Mouflon sheep from Austria, a red sheep from over, they originated over in India, in Iran and Iraq and those areas. And then, of course, the pronghorn antelope as well, too, that came from western Texas. This happens to be the best one I've ever shot. It's a 17.5 inch buck. And it may not look that way right now, but if you look how far those hooks hook in at the top, it's really where the length comes in. A really good mule deer out of Colorado. And down below is a Colombian blacktail from Northern California, and then of course we have a roe deer. That one right there is from Sweden. What looks like a caribou is actually a reindeer, is from Norway. And again, another little roe deer. This one happens to be from England, just not very far out of London. All these animals that are in here are special to me as far as I'm concerned. And again, when I look at these mounts, they allow me to simply just remember every little detail that there was involved, such as these 2 Spanish ibex, and next to it is a Sitatunga from Uganda. And then there's a variety of other small animals there as well, too, from different parts of the world. And of course, then going right back to the mule deer, and a painting by Don Keller, a very dear old friend of mine who unfortunately passed away not too long ago, and who was one of the great artists as far as I'm concerned when it comes to whitetail deer, but also somebody who illustrated my first book, The Fair Flat Philosophy, a book that I did with Fire Press back in '95. But in choosing a taxidermist, look for one that really knows what an animal looks like, pays attention to detail such as around the eyes. The ears can tell a story. Every one of these, if you'll notice, has, some of them are pointed forward, some of them are pointed backward, some of them are kind of at rest. Sometimes there's one that's got an ear pointed forward and another one that's pointed backwards. So it's just kind of a natural situation. But if you're going to use a taxidermist, spend a little time with that taxidermist before you go on a hunting trip. And once you get an idea as to the quality of the work he does and what kind of an artist he is, find out how long it takes for him to get the mount completed. Because in the past, I've had mounts that I'm still waiting on. And that's been 5, 6, 7 years ago, and even longer. So, try to find a taxidermist that's timely. It's one of the reasons I like the guys over at Double Nickel Taxidermy. They do such a fantastic job in terms of the mounts that they do, the quality they do, how long lasting those mounts are, the expression they put into those individual animals. And it really makes the difference. You want to have a nice mount that's going to last for a long time when you put it on the wall, and or in my instance here in my little office. Even fish happens to be a fish I caught in Colorado, cutthroat, years and years ago on a fly rod. But these even fish, to me, the best kind of fish mounts are the reproductions that they do. They used to skin them out, and then over a period of time, they would kind of start losing their color and losing the skin, and the fins would start going apart. So, to me, I really like the ones that have really kind of just replicas, take very good measurements as far as length and girth and pictures, and with their painting, they can reproduce those colors almost exactly as to what that fish looked like whenever it was taken out of the water.
Folks, thanks so much for joining us. This segment of our show is brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, Smoking Texas Electric Smokers, TRHP Outdoors, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro Catfish Bait and Catfishing Supplies. Make sure and tune in next week. We'll have another exciting show ready to go for you.